The Golden State Warriors are entering the 2025-26 NBA season with a mix of ambition, urgency, and quiet confidence. A team that once dominated the league with flair and precision now faces the test of time. Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler headline a roster that's been through every possible championship war, but the story this year feels different. It's about survival, about extending greatness one more season, and maybe, about adding one more Warrior to the mix. For months, the Warriors' offseason was frozen in silence. Everything hinged on one thing: Jonathan Kuminga's contract saga. The young forward, a symbol of the franchise's future, entered restricted free agency with no clear path forward. Negotiations dragged on as other teams moved swiftly, and for the first time in years, Golden State looked stuck. Without clarity on Kuminga, no deals could be finalized, no upgrades could be made. But then came October, and the breakthrough the Bay had been waiting for. The Warriors and Kuminga reached a new 2-year deal, officially ending the standoff that had paralyzed their summer. Instantly, the franchise shifted gears. The front office went from waiting to working. Within days, Golden State signed Al Horford, adding veteran leadership and defensive intelligence to their frontcourt. They reunited the Curry brothers, bringing in Seth Curry to add shooting depth and family chemistry. Soon after came D'Anthony Melton, a versatile two-way guard, and the return of Gary Payton II, the relentless defender who helped define the Warriors' identity in 2022. Suddenly, the roster felt deep again, layered with experience, shooting, and defense. The message was clear: the Warriors weren't ready to fade quietly into the background. They were reloading for one last serious run. And then, just as things seemed to settle, the rumors started. Reports surfaced that the Warriors were among the betting favorites to sign Russell Westbrook, the 36-year-old former MVP who had just completed a strong season with the Denver Nuggets. Few would have predicted it. After all, this was Russell Westbrook, one of the fiercest competitors and longtime rivals of Stephen Curry. The man who had stared him down in playoffs, matched him triple-double for triple-double, and once symbolized everything opposite of the Warriors' elegant style of play. But beneath the surface, the idea made sense. Last season, Westbrook proved he could still produce at a high level, averaging 13.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 1.4 steals per game, while shooting efficiently for a veteran guard. He had embraced his role off the bench in Denver, showing leadership and energy that could stabilize any second unit. For a Warriors team lacking a true backup point guard, the fit looked intriguing. Steph Curry, now 37, can't play 38 minutes a night forever. Chris Paul was gone. The team needed someone who could control tempo, push the pace, and create offense when Curry sat. And Westbrook, for all his polarizing style, still brought unmatched intensity and competitiveness. Sportsbooks reflected the growing buzz. According to BetUS, the Warriors had the fourth best odds, plus 300, to sign Westbrook, behind the Kings, Rockets, and Mavericks. The Knicks were fifth. For fans, it sparked imagination and debate. What would it look like to see Westbrook in a Warriors uniform? Imagine this: Curry rests. The Chase Center crowd buzzes as Westbrook checks in. He drives coast to coast, draws defenders, kicks it out to Seth Curry in the corner, splash. On the next play, he finds Kuminga cutting baseline for a dunk. The rhythm changes. The bench ignites. The Warriors' second unit, once a weakness, suddenly becomes a weapon. There's risk, of course. Westbrook's game thrives on pace, power, and control, qualities that sometimes clash with Golden State's motion-heavy, pass-first offense. But under Steve Kerr's system, players like Westbrook could rediscover balance. The Warriors don't need him to be an MVP. They need him to be a spark, a veteran floor general capable of keeping energy high and the tempo fast when the starters rest. Around the league, opinions were split. Some analysts argued that Westbrook's passion and leadership would bring fresh fire to an aging locker room. Others warned that adding such a dominant personality to an already complex dynamic could disrupt chemistry. Yet, no one could deny that if there was any team capable of maximizing unique talents, it was the Golden State Warriors. The question wasn't just whether Westbrook would join them. It was what the move would symbolize. For the Warriors, signing Westbrook wouldn't simply be about filling a roster spot. It would be a statement that even with their championship core aging, they refuse to stop competing. It would show that they're still willing to evolve, to adapt, to take risks in pursuit of greatness. For Westbrook, it would be redemption. A chance to chase a ring alongside the very players who once stood in his way. A chance to rewrite the ending of a legendary career. As the season draws near, Westbrook remains unsigned, watching from the sidelines as the league reshapes itself again. But if the Warriors struggle to find consistency early, or if Curry needs more rest, the door could swing open. And when that happens, Golden State might just make the call. Because for all their history, all their banners, and all their glory, the Warriors have never stopped believing in one thing, that every season is another chance to prove the dynasty isn't done yet. And if that belief ever aligns with Russell Westbrook's hunger to win, the league better be ready. The Golden State Warriors are once again making headlines as they gear up for the 2025-26 NBA season, and this time, they're being linked to yet another big name. Despite a rocky offseason filled with uncertainty around Jonathan Kuminga, Golden State has managed to put the pieces together just in time to chase another championship. After months of negotiations, the Warriors finally locked in Kuminga with a new 2-year deal. That move not only ended the contract drama but also opened the door for fresh additions around their legendary trio: Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler. Golden State wasted no time, signing veteran forward Al Horford, sharpshooter Seth Curry, defensive ace DeAnthony Melton, and the ever-reliable Gary Payton too. With those names, the Warriors are signaling one thing: they're not done competing. But there's still one position catching everyone's attention: point guard depth. And that's where a familiar name enters the conversation: Russell Westbrook. Reports from BetUS show that the Warriors currently have the fourth best odds, plus 300, to sign the former MVP, sitting just behind the Kings, Rockets, and Mavericks. Westbrook, now 36, proved last season in Denver that he still has plenty left in the tank, averaging 13 points, 6 assists, and nearly 5 rebounds per game while bringing intensity and leadership off the bench. So, could we see Russell Westbrook join forces with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green in the Bay? It's still unlikely for now, especially after the Warriors' latest signings. But if Westbrook stays on the market once the season starts, don't be surprised if Golden State reconsiders, especially if depth becomes an issue. For now, the Warriors remain one of the top threats in the Western Conference, aiming to make another deep run this time, with experience, hunger, and maybe, just maybe, another former MVP in the mix.
The Golden State Warriors offseason just took a surprising twist, and Steve Kerr isn't making things any clearer. After signing veteran big man Al Horford, the Warriors' lineup picture looks more complicated than ever. Horford brings leadership, defense, and playoff experience, but at 39 years old, his minutes will have to be managed carefully. Kerr admitted it himself: the starting lineup is a little tricky right now. If Horford doesn't start, we might see Tracy Jackson-Davis or even Draymond Green sliding to the 5 spot. Then there's the question everyone's asking: what about Brandon Podziemski?